Timeout. Like that.
It does. The reality is you can't form.
LeBron James exploding at Austin Reaves during a Lakers blowout looked dramatic until the deeper story surfaced. This wasn't just about one play. It was about Bronny. All season, a quiet tension has been building around the most sensitive subject in the Lakers locker room, LeBron's son. Bronny James entered the 2025-26 season carrying a spotlight few young players could survive. Through 29 games, he averaged just 2.05 rebounds and 2 assists in barely 7 minutes a night. His shooting improved 40% from the field and over 40% from three, but the tiny sample and limited role made those numbers feel meaningless to critics. Now imagine watching that as his father, but the pressure hasn't disappeared. In the G League with the South Bay Lakers, Bronny has shown flashes, 15 to 20-point stretches, improved shooting, solid playmaking, yet the public verdict hasn't budged. To many fans, he's guilty until proven elite. That constant scrutiny follows LeBron in every practice, film session, and team dinner. Everyone in that locker room knows the situation. Everyone knows how protective he is. So when a viral claim in February 2026 alleged that Austin Reaves and Bronny had nearly fought during practice, the internet instantly believed it, even though the story came from a satire account and was quickly debunked. The reason it spread so fast wasn't evidence. It was believability, because the tension feels real inside a team led by the most powerful father Sandu the NBA has ever seen. Every interaction carries extra weight. And when your legacy is tied to your children, protecting them isn't just emotional, it's instinct. Which raises the real question haunting the Lakers. When the pressure on Bronny rises, how much of it ends up shaking the entire locker room?
My legacy is my kids. That's the most important. My kids, my community, my family. That's all that matters to me.
LeBron James yelling at Austin Reaves during a 20-point blowout seems strange until you understand one thing for LeBron: family comes before basketball. After 23 years of dominance, LeBron has said repeatedly that his real legacy isn't rings or records, it's his kids. Basketball gave him the platform, but his children are the mission. And on February 12, 2026, that mindset quietly collided with the game Lakers vs Mavericks crypto. Camarena, final score 124-104. Dallas rested key players, and the game was basically over by the third quarter. Normally, starters would sit to rest before All-Star break, but LeBron had unfinished business. At 41, he was just 2 rebounds away from his 123rd career triple-double, a stat line that would make him the oldest player in NBA history to achieve it in a win. So Coach J.J. Redick kept the starters in. Then the cameras caught everything. LeBron stopped contesting shots, hovered under the rim, and clearly hunted rebounds, waiting for the moment that would seal the milestone. His body language made it obvious that stat mattered. To some, it looked like chasing history. To others, it revealed something deeper: how personal everything becomes when legacy, family, and pride collide on the same court. Because when LeBron says his children are his legacy, he means it, and everyone around him eventually feels the weight of that truth.
Just standing in the paint, he wants the free rebound. Then on offense, he's rushing the possessions.
One rebound, that's all LeBron James needed, and the moment it slipped away, the entire arena felt the explosion coming. During a comfortable Lakers blowout over Dallas, LeBron wasn't coasting. He was racing through offensive possessions, pushing the pace for one reason: sprint back on defense and grab the rebound that would complete his triple-double. At 41, it would make history. Then Austin Reaves did what he's always done. The undrafted grinder who fought for every minute in the NBA simply hustled. A missed shot bounced off the rim. LeBron was waiting, and Reaves snatched the rebound first. Then it happened again. 2 straight boards ripped away from the stat LeBron was hunting. LeBron's reaction was instant and volcanic. A timeout was called. Teammates on the bench pointed at the scoreboard, trying to show Reaves what was at stake in LeBron's stat line. Coaches stepped in to calm things down. Across the floor, the Dallas bench watched the chaos unfold like it was live comedy, and one voice cut through the noise. Klay Thompson, a 4-time champion who knows what real winning basketball looks like, laughed and shouted, "They got to give Bron one more rebound." Man, cracking up at the absurdity of a 20-point blowout turning into a stat chase. But the most brutal moment wasn't the opposing bench. It was the Lakers bench. Cameras caught Bronny James trying not to laugh, lips tight, eyes darting, clearly fighting a smile while his father argued over a rebound in a game already decided. By morning, that clip was everywhere, the opponents laughing, the son struggling to hide a grin, and LeBron the only one taking it deadly serious. And suddenly the moment felt bigger than a rebound, because Bronny isn't just LeBron's son, he's the player the internet calls a nepotism pick, the kid averaging barely 2 points a night while critics scream he doesn't belong. Now he's watching his father lose it as a teammate accidentally ruins the milestone. Was LeBron angry about the stat or about looking foolish in front of his son? Only he knows. But the viral debate the next day was ruthless. This season, critics argue LeBron isn't chasing championships anymore, he's chasing history. And when records are on the line, anyone in the way, even a teammate, can suddenly become the obstacle. Because when legacy turns into numbers on a stat sheet, even one rebound can start a storm.
LeBron is just as big as a stat-obsessed person as are his fans. This is how they make their entire argument. Stats.
Rebound finally came, but the debate exploded anyway. After all the chaos, LeBron James secured the board he needed, sealing his 123rd career triple-double with 28 points, 12 assists, and 10 rebounds. The crowd rose in applause as coach J.J. Redick finally pulled him from the game. The record was secured. The stat line looked legendary, but the optics, already wrecked inside the locker room, the story took another twist. Austin Reaves admitted that teammates immediately let him know how close he came to ruining the moment. The entire roster jumped on him, not angrily, but firmly, making it clear that LeBron's milestone mattered. And the most revealing detail, LeBron himself never confronted him. He didn't need to. That single fact says everything about the power structure in that room. When LeBron James is present, the locker room instinctively moves to protect his milestones, his legacy, even his stat lines, without him ever asking. That's the ecosystem young Bronny James is growing up in, and it's the reality players like Austin Reaves navigate every day. But here's the twist most viral clips ignore. The LeBron-Reaves relationship isn't toxic, not even close. It's a side of the story that rarely trends online because outrage spreads faster than context. Yes, the rebound chase looked awkward. Yes, the moment sparked criticism about stat hunting. But beneath the viral clips and hot takes lies a far more complicated truth about legacy, family, loyalty, and the strange gravity of playing beside the most powerful figure in modern basketball. And maybe that's the real story. When a legend's career and a father's pride collide on the same court, every rebound suddenly means more than it should.
I think LeBron just was being himself, controlling the game, doing what he does, and everybody kind of followed suit after that.
After the Mavericks game drama, many expected tension between LeBron James and Austin Reaves. But when Reaves spoke after the game, the story took a completely different turn. Without even being asked, he credited LeBron for the team's performance and praised what it's like playing beside him at 41. Then he shared something far more revealing. During a random bench conversation in Minnesota, Reaves joked that if anyone in basketball had the right to wake up grumpy or arrogant, it would be LeBron. After 2 decades of dominance, the guy could easily carry an ego. But according to Reaves, that's not who LeBron is. He said the veteran shows up every day smiling, focused, and fully committed, taking care of his body and approaching the game the right way. Not the stat-obsessed diva critics describe, but a leader teammates actually enjoy being around. Another moment proved it when LeBron's agent, Rich Paul, publicly floated the idea of trading Reaves in early 2026. LeBron quickly shut down the speculation. His response was simple: AR knows how I feel about him. He also revealed they talk every single day. That's not the language of a teammate feud. That's trust. Reaves backed it up when asked about the Lakers' chemistry. His answer was simple: everyone in the locker room wants to see each other succeed. That includes LeBron. That includes Bronny. That includes himself. And about those viral rumors, the supposed practice fight between Reaves and Bronny James was completely fake, born from a satire account and spread like wildfire. The on-court frustration during the rebound chase, real but it lasted about 90 seconds, ended with an apology and was followed by a standing ovation. In other words, the locker room war the internet promised never actually existed. What does exist is far more human. A 41-year-old legend trying to share the NBA stage with his son, an undrafted guard who fought his way into that same spotlight, and a 21-year-old kid battling the brutal weight of the word nepotism. After surviving cardiac arrest just 2 years earlier, no villains, no secret feud, Just people navigating pressure under the brightest lights in sports. But outrage spreads faster than truth, and the algorithm will always choose the louder version of the story. Now you know both sides. The real question isn't what happened in that Lakers locker room. It's whether we're willing to care about the truth when the lie is far more entertaining.